So you've worked with some great directors before, the Coen brothers, Ridley Scott, Oliver Stone. Was getting a chance to work with Spike Lee, was that like check him off of the
Yeah, it's not check
director's
him
wish
off
list?
because I always want to work with those guys. Having experienced those guys like I have, I always want to work with those guys again, but just because to me they're at the top of their game. They always seem to be at the top of their game, where some people love certain movies and don't like others as much as they like whatever. They're just great storytellers. There's a lot of directors out there, but there's very few storytellers out there.
So getting to work with someone like Spike.
Spike is amazing because tonally, colorfully, you know, he's him, and he can't help but colorize a film the way he does. He personalizes a film, and that's a wonderful journey to be on.
Yeah. What's it like on a Spike Lee set? What's kind of the mood, the tone?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of respect. There was a lot of mutual respect because we knew each other before this. So it wasn't we just, you know, I'm getting ready to do this movie right now where I don't know the director very well for Everest, and so we don't really know. So we'll show up on that set and we'll kind of find each other's rhythm and all that. But with Spike, I knew him for 4 or 5 years before that, and we were always looking for a project to do. So we got to know each other. So it was very personal once we got on, and I trusted him, and then he would say, you know, do this, and he would get me off camera, and I'd feel really vulnerable, but I trusted that he would take care of it, you know, in the end and all that. So it was a very trusting, open experience.
Yeah, and you got to be in the signature Spike Lee shot where the foreground
Which I demanded.
You did,
Demanded
okay.
It. Demanded it, which he laughed
Was he not going to do that? Or?
No, he probably would have done it anyway, but I demanded it. I can actually say that. I said I have to be in that because I love those shots. I love when he does the, you know, Denzel is usually the one that, you know, on the dolly and all that. Yeah, that was a thing. That was just my thing. That was my film geek thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's the only shot of that in the film.
It is.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
Good.
Had you seen the original movie that
Many
the film is based on? Okay.
Many times, yeah. I love that. I love that director. I know that director well, Director Park, and asked him if he would be okay with us doing this. And if he had said no, no disrespect to Spike, but I wouldn't have done it. I needed his blessing to be able to do it. And then once I did, Spike and I were very happy, and we just kind of went off and did our thing. But it's by no means a mirrored rendition of it. It's really a personalized rendition of the Magna, and not necessarily the Chan-wook Park film.
Yeah. Can you talk about the physical and emotional transformation that not only your character goes through in the film, but that I imagine you as an actor had to sort of go through to play?
I mean, look, you kind of map stuff out. You know, you don't really know what's going to happen on the set, and that's kind of what's so wonderful, especially about being on a Spike movie. You know, so you map out, this is kind of where he is emotionally, and this is how selfish he is, and this is how self-involved he is, and this is where he's starting to confront himself, and this is where he starts to get lonely, and this is where he starts to get sad, and this is where his daughter comes into it, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And then you get on the set, and then there's another being on the set. There's an ambience that is kind of, releases itself, secretes itself out of the camera and affects you, and then that can kind of create wonderful things, and I think that's what Spike allows. You know, so he'll put an 11-minute mag on the camera and he'll just say, you've been in prison for 12 years, I'm going to play this song over the loudspeaker, and you just go.
Yeah.
And some of it was good and some of it was not usable.
Last thing, after the dumpling scene and all the dumplings you had to eat in this movie, will you ever be able to eat dumplings again?
It's not been a part of my vocabulary since. That's all I know.
Enough of the dumplings.
I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it because I haven't had one. I haven't sought one out.
Good for you.
Yeah. I am Rogue.
Jami Philbrick, iamROGUE.com.